Hello there everyone and welcome to the Winter Crocus layering guide video. So first up I have stamped the image from the Winter Crocus stamp set. I'm then going to take the simple colouring stencil to colour this in. So I have the first stencil here and I'm going to be adding in the bottom parts of the flowers and the little stems first. So I've popped that into place onto the outline. And for this layer here, I will be using the Wisteria ink to add colour to the little petals that you can see there. So I'm just adding more of that ink to the tips rather than the base because we're going to blend that in using some green. So I'm going to be using the grass green ink and I'm just going to add that into place using a small blending tool, just to add that into place. I'm then going to shift that stencil down and add that onto the right hand flower for the back petals that we can see here. And I will be using the hydrangea ink just to add those into place. Once that's done, I can remove that stencil and move on to the second stencil. So for the second stencil again, I'm going to start with the left hand bottom side and I'm just going to pop that into place on the back petals for the left flower and also the bud. So I'm using the hydrangea ink again just to add those into place. I can then take the grassfield ink and then add in the little stem just to the little bud that you can see directly on the left. Once that has been done, I can then move that stencil over slightly, and this is going to add in some deeper shading details to the flowers and that little bud that we can see. And for this layer here, I will be using the ultraviolet ink to add in those details. You can use a small blending tool or the one that I'm using just to add those colour through the stencil. I can then move that stencil over again, and this is going to add in the little flower centres that we can see. So we have two little flower centres, and I will be using the chamomile ink just to add those into place. Once that's done, I can remove that stencil. I'm then going to take the third stencil and I'm going to take the bottom part of this stencil first, and I'm just going to line this up with all of the little leaves that we have at the bottom of the image. For this layer here, I will be using some grass field ink. So I'm using a small blending tool here. If you wanted to use a large one, you can. It's completely up to you what kind of blending tool that you do use to add the ink through the stencil. So once I'm happy with the amount of ink that I have there, I'm just going to move that stencil slightly down. And this is just going to pop into place on those leaves where it's going to be the darker shading pieces where there would be more shadow. So for this layer here, I am using the Shadow Creek ink and I'm using a mini blending tool just to add the ink through there. And once that is complete, that is all of the layering done. We really do hope this video helps. Thank you so much for watching everyone, and we'll see you again really, really soon. Bye-bye.